Missing the moon? If found, call Moby? Don't worry, Moby. The moon isn't missing. What is the moon? The moon is the Earth's closest neighbor in space. It's a huge piece of rock that goes around our planet. The moon is big, but much smaller than Earth. Nope, the moon isn't made of cheese. It's dry and rocky. The moon has mountains and valleys, just like Earth. It also has craters, or holes made by rocks that crashed into the moon long ago. How does the moon move? It takes 24 hours for the Earth to spin all the way around. The moon orbits, or goes around the Earth. It takes about 28 days for the moon to orbit the Earth. While the moon orbits the Earth orbits the sun. Every day we see the sun rise in the east and set in the west. We can see the moon do the same thing. It rises in the east and sets in the west. We see the sun and the moon move across the sky because of the Earth's rotation. What are the phases of the moon? The moon doesn't make its own light or heat like the sun. We can see the moon because the sun's light shines on it. Well, let's pretend my flashlight is the sun and you're the moon. The light only shines on part of you. The other side is too dark to see. One side of the moon is always lit by the sun. As the moon rotates and orbits the Earth, different parts of the moon are lit by the sun. The moon looks like it's changing shape, but really it's just going through phases. The first phase of the moon is called the new moon. The sun lights the side of the moon that faces away from Earth. The side of the moon that faces us is dark, so we can't see it. The next phase is a crescent moon, and then we see more of the moon. About 14 days after the new moon, we see a full moon. During a full moon, the sun lights the side of the moon that faces us. Then after that, we can see less and less of the moon. After about 28 days, the cycle starts over. When the shape of the moon seems to grow bigger, we say that it's waxing. When the shape of the moon seems to grow smaller, we say that it's waning. How do we know so much about the moon? People have been studying the moon for thousands of years. Ancient people built temples and looked at the moon's changing phases. Later, scientists like Galileo built telescopes. Telescopes are tools that can help people observe objects that are far away. In 1969, astronaut Neil Armstrong became the first human to set foot on the moon. Right, Moby. There are tons of stories and poems about the moon. Different Native American communities have folk tales about how the moon came to be. Many cultures have passed down stories about the man in the moon, but other cultures have stories about a rabbit in the moon, or a woman in the moon. Anyway, Moby, the moon definitely isn't missing, so you don't have to worry. Nice moonwalk.
Better safe than sorry. Little Lammet, are you late again? Yes sir, 15 minutes late. Now I'll have to rush to the bus without any fuss. Amit and his mother are walking very quickly towards the bus stop. They are standing at the pedestrian crossing. Amit wants to cross quickly, but his mother doesn't let him. Do you know why? Yes, you guessed right. The signal for the pedestrians or the people who walk around is red. Did you hear what his mother just told him? Better safe than sorry. At the end of this module, you will be able to list some of the common rules of safety that must be followed in our daily lives and describe the importance of following all of them. Let us spend a day with Amit and play a game. Whenever Amit has a choice to make, you can decide what he must do and then see if it was the safe choice or not. Are you ready? Let's go back to the pedestrian crossing where we left Amit. Now, Amit can either run across the road or he can wait for the signal to turn green. What do you think he will do? Correct. It is the safest way to cross. The vehicles would have come to a halt to allow Amit to cross. There is Amit's bus waiting to pick up the children. Do you think it's better for Amit to stand in a line to board or rush towards the bus and push his way through? This is the safest and the quickest way to board a bus. Clean and green. Introduction. This is Salim. What's he up to? He seems to be making cards and writing on them. Let's take a closer look at what he is writing. It says, save the environment. Environment. Such a big word. Do you know what it means? How do we save it? And from what? If you want to know the answers to all these questions, you must read on. What you will learn. At the end of this module, you will be able to find the term environment, list the changes in the environment and identify ways to protect the environment. Environment. The word environment is used to refer to all our surroundings, which includes living things like plants, animals, birds, insects, people, and non-living things like the soil, water, air. Environment and its changes. The environment is always changing. Who causes these changes in the environment? Man. Human beings cause all the changes in the environment. Some changes are quick. You can see them happening. When people throw garbage on the road, you can immediately see the road looking dirty. Some changes are so slow that it takes many years to notice them. Like the loss of forests, the pollution of air, pollution of water and soil, changes in the landscape, the world becoming very warm, and the scarcity of water. These changes are due to man's activities. These changes in turn affect many people, animals, plants, birds, and insects. Doesn't all this sound scary? You can help save the environment from more harm.